Sean Meyers of the Westmoreland Sports Network, joined by the former head coach of the Franklin Regional Panthers football team. Sounds crazy to say that. Greg Botta, who resigned yesterday. Coach, first off, congratulations. And after nearly 30 years as a head coach at Franklin Regional, why did you make this decision to resign now?
Well, first of all, Sean, thank you, and thank Westmoreland Sports over the years. We've had a great relationship, and what you guys have done for football in this area has been tremendous, so thank you for that. But I guess I should say that it was a culmination of a lot of things. I've been thinking about this for 5 years. I don't have any family. I have a sister-in-law and a nephew in the area, but most of my family's out of the state. They're in either Texas, Arizona, California, or Philadelphia. So, for me, I've been here by myself for a long time. So, that was one reason. Another reason was my good time, long friend, Larry Salito, passed away on Christmas morning, COVID, a lung issue, and then, I've been going through some tests myself, and I'm doing okay. I'm back on the mend, but, all this has kind of led to my decision. And I have a grandson in San Diego I've not even seen yet, Sean. He's 8 months old. If you do this job right, you got to be here, and it's time that I moved on and spend time with my grandkids and my family, and start playing golf a little bit more too, which I really miss.
Sounds like you'll certainly be able to work on your tan with some of these locations that you mentioned as well. Won't be too bad to get out of the Pittsburgh winters. But, Coach, what was the response from the players and from the community that you've heard less than 24 hours after your decision?
It hasn't stopped. As we talk right now, I hear my phone. It has been constant for the last 15, 18 hours. I shut my phone off at 9. I got up at 7. I had 15 texts, some missed calls, and I'm just going back and trying to reach out to the people who reached out. Ex-head coaches, current head coaches. Pat Narduzzi texted me, Junko down at Pitt, ex-players, booster club members, current players. I was really, really, really touched. I didn't know it would be this much of an impact. My one son, Nicholas, he's out in Philly. He put it on Facebook. I wish he didn't, because it's blowing up that too. But not too many people ever get an opportunity to look back and see how people feel about them. And usually it's at somebody's funeral when they start talking highly of them. And I know I wasn't the greatest football coach to a lot of players, especially ones that didn't play, but we always tried to do what was right at Franklin. We tried to do it the right way, and I think for the most part it went that way.
What's going to be the hardest part for you stepping away from this position for the first time in basically the majority of your life?
Probably the players and the coaches and the relationship I had with parents and Booster Club. It's going to be an empty feeling, no doubt about it, and it's my job to replace that with something else. I am definitely going to miss it. I wasn't looking forward to going back to the weight room. I couldn't travel in the winters like I wanted to. I had to be there. I tried to do it a little bit last year, and then the COVID hit, and we lost it, so I didn't get a chance to do it. And I kind of wanted to see last year if it was going to work, and I don't know if it would have or not, because we stopped the weight room in beginning of March. The summers too. You go 3-4 days a week, and how do you vacation during that time? There were some years I never took a vacation. I never took my family away, and I regret that now. I would have done things differently. It was important for me when I took over a team that was 0-10, and we had the longest losing streak in the WPIL, to try to change the culture and the mentality and the mindset of football in Franklin and Myersville. And I think for the most part we did that. And I just want to make sure that I did it the right way. And I think I would have been cheating people if I came back this year with what I wanted to do. It was definitely time. Probably the toughest decision I ever had made, but I think it's the right one.
Talking to Greg Botta, who recently resigned as the football coach at Franklin Regional. So you'd mentioned seeing your family more. You've mentioned traveling. What else is next, and will there be any football, even on a part-time basis, involved for you?
Well, I told the kids yesterday when we spoke to them that, I'm going to be around. I'm going to be on the practice field, unless that new head coach, whoever that may be, says, get off, I think I have a place there. Hopefully I'll earn the right, but I'm not going to step on anybody's toes who takes that job over, because they'll do it their way. I hope they build on some of the things that I've started there, and I'm sure they're going to put their own mark on the program too, and that's what it's about, trying to improve what's already there. But, I just plan on, taking care of myself, visiting, like I said. If we ever get to Europe, I want to go back. I was in Sicily in 2010, where my ancestors came from, and I absolutely loved it there. Question why we left. But, and I want to go back and see things in this world that I haven't had the opportunity to see. And longevity is not a part of my family. Mom and Dad passed away in their 60s. My grandfather in the 40s. I lost two brothers at 46 and 53. So, I want to make the most of what time I have left on this earth.
I'm sure you have so many great memories throughout your tenure at Franklin Regional, but of course a lot of people think of the state championship run in 2005. When you think back to that specific team, what comes to mind?
John Malecki called me, and he was a mainstay of that team. He was an anchor, and they were talking about the memories that they have because of that. And I said, it takes all kind of pieces of the puzzle to have a state championship team, and just what football has done for these guys and how appreciative they are. And that team there was just, they still get together when they have marriages and they have bachelor parties. They all get together and have a few drinks and watch the highlight tape of that year. So it's memories like that carry these kids forward in the future, And then people always say you remember parts of your college career, but you remember every play of your high school career. And those guys relive it all the time. That and there was a lot of great teams like that. The 2011, 13, 15 team, 98 team, 2002 team. There were so many of those teams that overachieved or were unexpected in what they were going to accomplish. And those are the ones that really stand out, especially that one in 95, 2 years after I got there. We ended up in Three River Stadium, which people say will never happen. That was a great football team made up of a lot of tough kids, and that's the mentality we try to bring back to Franklin Regional, and I think for the most part we did.
And lastly, I know you said you've already talked to a lot of people who've reached out to you, players and people in the community, but for the ones that you haven't had a chance to talk to, and for maybe people you never even coached but always admired you during your time at Franklin Regional, what message do you have to everyone now that you have resigned from this position?
I want to thank them. I want to thank the community, the people who live there, school board, superintendents that I've been there with, the athletic directors, Bob Bizzuto, who hired me, all the ones that were supportive of me, Zach Kessler, who was there for the last 9 or 10 years, the current superintendent, Jamie Pirano. For the opportunity, number one, to coach there and to believe in what I was teaching and kind of just leaving me alone and trusting me that I was going to do the right things. I am not naive to believe all the players like me. There was guys that didn't play that probably assumed they wanted to play, but I had to make those decisions, and for the most part, I thought I made most of them the right way. But it was just a great opportunity to work in a great school district and a great community with super people, and I was truly, truly blessed in my career when I look back.
Greg, thank you so much for the time. Congratulations and enjoy retirement.
Thank you, Sean, and thank you again, Westmoreland Sports. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
That is Greg Botta, the longtime head coach of the Franklin Regional Panthers.